Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a real talk today. You don't need a 10-year plan to change your life. You don't need a billionaire morning routine, 5 a.m. workouts, or to read 30 books in a month. What you need, what's actually going to move the needle is 6 small habits, tiny shifts, little changes done with ruthless consistency. They're not sexy. They won't go viral on TikTok, but they will change everything. Let's start with something radical. Your future is built in micro moments. In the 5 seconds after your alarm goes off, in the choice between your phone and your journal, in the fork in the road between speaking up and staying quiet. Those decisions shape your identity, not once, every single day. Now, I'm not here to hype you up with fluff. I'm here to give you tactical, proven, psychology-backed habits that work. I've used these. My clients have used them. And you can start today with 0 talent, 0 money, and 0 followers. Just you, your will, and a commitment to show up. Let's talk habit number 1, the 5-second rule. You've heard me say it because it works. The moment you feel the urge to act on a goal, count 5 to 4, -3, -2, -1, and move. Don't think, don't hesitate, don't wait for motivation to strike. It's not coming. Motivation is garbage. Action is what rewires your brain. Use the rule to get out of bed, make the call, hit the gym, or speak up. This is how you beat procrastination, not by thinking, but by starting. Habit number 2, 1 intentional breath. Just 1. Every time you feel overwhelmed, triggered, anxious, pause, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. That's it. You know what you're doing? You're interrupting the panic pattern. You're taking control. Your breath is the fastest, freest way to calm your nervous system. And when you calm your nervous system, you access your rational brain, the one that makes good decisions. 1 breath is small, but it's the beginning of emotional mastery. Habit number 3, put your phone in another room when you sleep. I don't care how attached you are to it. That device is destroying your discipline. When you wake up and check your phone first thing, you're letting the world hijack your attention. You start your day reacting instead of creating. Put the phone away. Replace it with a journal, a glass of water, or 5 minutes of silence. Own your mornings or your day will own you. Habit number 4, write down your power 3 every morning. Just 3 things, 1 personal, 1 work-related, 1 wellness. Don't overload. Don't try to be a superhero. Clarity is power. When you focus on what actually matters, you stop spending energy on what doesn't. Write them down, look at them, then do them. That's how you create momentum. Habit number 5, speak to yourself like someone you love. Because you are with yourself 24/7. And for a lot of us, the voice in our head is a full-time bully. You would never talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself. Start catching the negative self-talk. Start replacing it with truth. I'm doing my best. I am learning. This isn't perfect, but it's progress. Confidence is not a feeling, it's a habit, and it starts with how you talk to yourself. And finally, habit number 6, do 1 uncomfortable thing daily. That's how you build resilience. Ask the question. Take the cold shower, say no, say yes, pitch the idea. You are 1 small act of courage away from a completely different life. Growth lives in discomfort. If you want confidence, stop trying to feel ready and start practicing courage daily. Now listen to me closely. Your life doesn't change when the calendar flips. It doesn't change when you find the right partner, or land the dream job, or hit the perfect moment. It changes when you decide to change I-tone, small habit at a time. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not good enough. You're just overwhelmed, distracted, and maybe a little scared. But those are all emotions, not facts. So here's your homework. Pick one of these habits. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because 5 seconds of action beats a lifetime of excuses. Remember, small changes compound into massive transformation. Build your life in private through your habits, and the world will be shocked when they see what you've become. Now go. And don't wait.
Every single one of us has felt it. That moment where we know what we should do, we want to do it, but instead we hesitate, we overthink, we wait, and in that gap, in those mere seconds, we lose the window. That's where the habit begins, the habit of hesitation. It's subtle, it's sneaky, and it's powerful enough to rob us of opportunity, momentum, and confidence. That's why taking control of those tiny moments is not just important, it's everything. That's where the 5-second rule becomes life-changing. Here's the psychology behind it. The second you have an instinct to act on a goal, whether it's getting up when your alarm goes off, speaking up in a meeting, or reaching out to someone, you have about 5 seconds before your brain starts talking you out of it. Your brain's job is to keep you safe, not successful, so it defaults to comfort, to familiar patterns, to keeping things exactly the same, even when the same is what's hurting you. When you count backward 5-4-3-2-1, you're interrupting that autopilot. You're shifting control from your basal ganglia, the part of your brain that runs habits and patterns, to your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes decisions and takes action. It sounds simple because it is. But that's exactly why it works. Complexity kills momentum. Simplicity builds it. Think about it. How many times have you said to yourself, I should go to the gym, I should call my mom, I should work on that project, and then you didn't? Not because you didn't want to, but because you let a feeling, discomfort, fear, laziness, dictate your action. The 5-second rule doesn't eliminate the feeling, it overrides it. You act despite the feeling. And that's the magic, because you don't need to feel confident. You don't need to feel motivated. You just need to move. Movement is what builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds habits. And habits, they change your life. Let me give you an example. Let's say your alarm goes off at 6:00 a.m. Your first thought is, I should get up. But then your brain kicks in, it's cold, I'm tired, just 5 more minutes. In that moment, your decision is made. Not by you, but by habit. But if you interrupt that thought and count 5-4-3-2-1, then move, you win, not just over the alarm clock. You win over procrastination, over excuses, over your own self-doubt. Now apply this to any area of your life. You're in a meeting and you have an idea, but you feel nervous. Instead of shrinking, you count 5-4-3-2-1, and you speak. You take ownership of your voice. You're at home, and you're tempted to scroll social media instead of working on your goals. You feel the distraction coming. You count 5-4-3-2-1, and you shut the phone off. You reclaim your focus. These moments might feel small, but they're the exact moments where success is built. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never feeling fear or never wanting to procrastinate. It's about not letting those feelings run your life. The 5-second rule doesn't guarantee ease. It guarantees action, and action is the antidote to fear. It's the antidote to stagnation. It's the antidote to the lie that you're not ready. You know what readiness really is. It's a decision. That's it. It's not a mood. It's not a sign. It's not a lucky day. It's a choice, a conscious, repeated choice to move when it would be easier to stay still, to speak when it would be safer to stay silent, to grow when it would be more comfortable to stay the same. You can use this rule to change anything: your fitness, your career, your relationships, your mental health. The hardest part of anything is starting, but when you use the 5-second rule, you're making starting a habit. And once you've started, finishing becomes possible, everything becomes possible. So start using it. Set your alarm and asterisk get up asterisk 5-4-3-2-1. Don't hit snooze, hit start. See that opportunity to be bold 5-4-3-2-1. Step into it. Feel the fear, acknowledge it, count it down, and move anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the face of fear. There's no such thing as the right time. There's just asterisk this asterisk time, right now. Every time you delay, you're training your brain to hesitate. But every time you act, you're building a new identity. Someone who takes control, someone who leads, someone who finishes what they start. And here's the truth, you're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel like doing the hard things. So stop waiting for the feeling and start using the rule. 5 seconds, that's the window. Use it because your life can change in 5 seconds flat. Want the next keynote expanded to, when you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, you're not just scrolling, you're surrendering. You're handing over your attention, your energy, and your emotional stability to an endless stream of content designed to hijack your brain before you've even had a moment to think for yourself. The first thing you consume in the morning becomes the foundation for your mindset that day. So if your first input is chaos, noise, comparison, bad news, or highlight reels from other people's lives, guess what you've just set yourself up for? Anxiety, overwhelm, self-doubt, and a complete lack of focus. That's why starting your day with intention is non-negotiable. You need to protect those first few minutes like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Your peace, your productivity, your power, these are built in the morning. Not in the afternoon when you're already drained. Not at night when your willpower is spent. In the morning when your mind is still quiet and open. That's the moment to reclaim control. Instead of grabbing your phone, take 5 minutes for yourself. Just 5, that's it. Sit still, breathe, journal, set one intention, read something inspiring, move your body, hydrate, whatever it is, do something that reinforces this idea. I am in charge of how I feel, how I think, and how I act today. And don't confuse this with needing to be some perfectly zen 5 a.m. smoothie, sipping morning guru. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about habits. It's about declaring to yourself first thing that asterisk you matter asterisk. That your mental space matters, that you're not going to let outside noise dictate your internal reality. Because here's the truth, when you start your day in reaction mode, responding to emails, messages, notifications, headlines, you teach your brain that you are not in control. And if you start your day feeling behind, distracted, or less, then that feeling tends to follow you all day long. Your thoughts spiral, your productivity drops, and your emotional energy drained before you even sit down to work. But when you start proactively, even with just one tiny positive habit, the effect compounds. That 5 minutes of silence or gratitude, or reading a single page of something motivating, it tells your brain we lead, we choose, we are not a victim of the world today. And from there, everything changes. You walk into your day grounded instead of reactive. You respond instead of panic. You move with purpose instead of anxiety. We live in a world that's constantly trying to pull your attention away from you. Every notification, every ad, every curated post is engineered to make you forget your priorities and adopt someone else's. That's why taking back the morning is radical. It's rebellious. And it's essential if you want to build a life on your asterisk terms, not someone else's algorithm. And let's talk about consistency, because I know someone is thinking, that sounds great, but I'm not a morning person, or I don't have time. Here's the deal. It's not about being a morning person. It's about being a focused person, and you make time for what matters. If you can find time to scroll, you can find time to lead your mind. You don't need an hour. You don't need a full morning routine checklist. You need 5 intentional minutes, and if you're serious, make it 10. That's 0. 0, 0, 6, 9% of your day. If you don't have time for that, what you really don't have is boundaries. Your peace is being outsourced. Your clarity is being sold off to distraction. You're living reactively instead of proactively. And if that sounds harsh, good. Sometimes we need a little wake-up call, because the cost of not owning your morning is your whole day. And the cost of losing your day every day, that's your life. So I'm not asking you to overhaul everything. I'm asking you to make one promise: no phone for the first 10 minutes, just 10. Replace it with asterisk, you asterisk. With your breath, your thoughts, your intentions, maybe write down 3 things you're grateful for, maybe speak an affirmation aloud, maybe just sit in silence and let your brain wake up asterisk without asterisk being hijacked. This one small change will ripple through every area of your life. It builds mental discipline. It creates emotional regulation. It increases your ability to focus. And it reminds you every single morning that asterisk, you decide asterisk. Not your inbox, not your Instagram feed, asterisk, you asterisk. Start your morning by owning your mind, and you'll start owning your life. That's not hype, that's neuroscience, that's psychology, and more than that, that's freedom. Would you like me to continue with the next keynote? Success isn't an explosion. It's a whisper repeated day after day when nobody is watching. We live in a world obsessed with overnight wins, viral moments, and instant gratification. But that's not how real transformation works. If you're serious about changing your life, you need to stop waiting for the big break and start getting consistent with the small, boring things. The magic you're looking for, it lives in the things you repeat when motivation is gone and nobody's clapping. That's where the real change happens. Most people misunderstand success. They think it's one big moment, a TED Talk, a book launch, a 6-figure contract, but success doesn't arrive with a banner and balloons. It sneaks in through your habits, your mindset, your discipline. It creeps in while you're doing reps in the gym when you don't feel like it. It shows up in the work you do at 5:30 a.m. when no one is texting, liking, or watching. It grows in the unseen moments when you choose effort over excuses. We've got to stop chasing performance and start cultivating process. That's where the shift is, because the person who gets up and does the work when they're tired, discouraged, and doubting themselves, that person is dangerous. That person is building unstoppable momentum. That person is learning to keep promises to themselves, and that is the foundation of confidence. You want to feel better about yourself. Don't wait for compliments. Don't wait for applause. Start showing up consistently, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't want to, especially when no one else sees it. That's the test. That's the moment where you separate yourself from average. Most people only act when it's easy or exciting, but the greats, they act regardless. That's what makes them great. The secret is, those little actions aren't actually little. They compound like interest in a bank account. You might not see the results immediately, but over time, those consistent deposits add up to something massive. Read 10 pages a day. That's 650 pages a year, more than most people will read in 5 years. Do 10 push-ups a day. That's 650 push-ups a year. Record one piece of content daily. You'll have over 350 posts by the end of the year. While most people are still thinking about starting, that's the power of discipline. It doesn't just build results, it builds asterisk identity asterisk. When you consistently act like the person you want to become, your brain starts to believe it. You stop being someone who's trying to get healthy or hoping to be confident, and you start being someone who asterisk is asterisk healthy. Someone who asterisk is asterisk confident, because your habits become your proof. You show yourself who you are by what you repeatedly do, and here's the truth most people won't tell you. It's supposed to be hard. Discipline is uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing it asterisk right asterisk. Growth lives on the other side of resistance. If you're coasting, you're not changing. If it's easy, it's not growth, it's maintenance. So if it feels hard, if you're tired, if you're not seeing results yet, asterisk, good asterisk, keep going. That's the process doing its work. Stop chasing motivation. Start chasing integrity. Do what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. That's discipline, and that discipline is what will get you through the valleys when motivation disappears, which it will. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the firewood. One fades, one sustains. The people who win in life are not the ones who always feel inspired. They're the ones who act anyway. They've trained themselves to be consistent, and consistency beats intensity every single time. Anyone can go hard for a week. That's not impressive. What's impressive is showing up week after week, month after month, year after year. That's how you build something that lasts. And if you're struggling, remember this. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Just pick one thing and start there. Show up for it daily. Master the habit. Build the muscle, then stack another. Success is built one brick at a time, and consistency is the cement that holds it all together. So the next time you feel like quitting, remember, this moment matters more than you think. The day you show up without feeling like it, that's the day your future self is going to thank you for. That's the day you separate yourself from the crowd. That's the day you prove to yourself that you are not average. You are not driven by moods. You are not someone who gives up. You are consistent. You are disciplined. You are building something bigger than a mood, and it starts right now in this moment when nobody's watching and it's hard and you do it anyway. Want me to move on to the next keynote? You've got to stop talking about your goals and start protecting them like they're sacred, because they are. Too many people leak their energy by announcing their dreams to the world before they've even started building them. And here's what you need to hear, even if it stings. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Not everyone will understand it. And some people will outright sabotage it, not because they're evil, but because your growth threatens their comfort. So you need to shut the door, put your head down, and build in silence. There's something powerful about doing the work quietly, about not needing the approval, the applause, or the validation. Because when you keep your goals private, you protect them from outside opinions, projections, and doubt. You give yourself room to grow without interference. Think about a seed. It doesn't sprout on the surface. It grows in the dark, underground, hidden from view, and that's exactly how your transformation needs to begin. When you announce your goals too soon, you trigger a false sense of achievement. Psychologists call it a social reality. The brain gets a small reward just from talking about what you're going to do. And that little reward, it kills the urgency. It makes you feel like you've already done something significant, even when you haven't moved an inch. The more you talk, the less you act, and the more people you involve, the more opinions you invite. Suddenly, your vision starts getting shaped not by your ambition, but by other people's fears, limitations, and expectations. That's why the most dangerous person in the room is the one who's quietly building, not posting about their every move, not checking for likes, just executing relentlessly, silently, letting their results make the noise. That kind of focus, it's rare, it's intimidating, and it's powerful. Because when you stop telling everyone what you're doing, you start doing more. You redirect your energy from performance to production, from pretending to progressing, and that shift, it changes everything. Let people assume you're distracted. Let them think you've disappeared. Let them underestimate you. While they're busy talking, you're busy transforming. While they're watching others, you're watching your habits, your thoughts, your routines. Because real growth doesn't happen on a stage. It happens when no one is watching and you're doing the work anyway. Silence is your advantage. While others are chasing visibility, you're building capability. While others are reacting to trends, you're developing skills. While others are wasting time trying to look successful, you're becoming successful. quietly, patiently, with discipline. That's what separates the ones who talk about success from the ones who live it. You don't owe the world a play-by-play of your progress. You owe yourself results. You owe your future the foundation it needs. You owe your goals the kind of protection you'd give to something fragile and sacred, because they are. And if you keep exposing them too early, they'll wither under pressure. They'll get chipped away by doubt, but when you protect them, when you guard your energy and move in silence, you give them the chance to grow deep, to grow strong, to become unshakable. Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself. It means you choose *wisely who gets access to your process. Share your dreams with people who have earned the right to hear them, people who support your growth, who don't feel threatened by your ambition, who will hold you accountable but never limit you. Those people are rare. Keep them close, but for the rest, let your actions speak, let your results explain, let your transformation be your testimony. And here's what happens when you build in private. You start to trust yourself. You start to realize you don't need external validation to stay committed. You don't need applause to keep going. You don't need anyone else to sign your potential. That's freedom. That's power. That's what self-respect looks like. Because the truth is, discipline is quiet, commitment is quiet, transformation is quiet. You won't always feel excited. You won't always feel seen, but that's okay, because the work you're doing now is preparing you for a future you can't even fully imagine yet. And when it arrives, when the results start to show, when people finally notice, it won't be because you told them. It'll be because you showed them, and trust me, the shock factor is real. When you build in silence and then show up with results, it disorients people. It disrupts the story they had about you, and it forces them to reconcile with your growth. That's not petty, it's powerful. That's not revenge, it's revelation. You didn't have to prove them wrong, you just had to prove yourself right. So stop explaining, stop announcing, stop giving away the energy you need for execution. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future depends on what you do with your present. And your present needs your full attention. Build in private. Let them be surprised when your results speak louder than their doubts. Want me to expand the final keynote too? Most people think success is this dramatic explosion that happens one day out of nowhere, a big break, a viral moment, someone finally discovering your potential and giving you the spotlight. But that's not how it works. Real success, the kind that lasts, is the result of consistent, invisible effort. It's what you do when nobody's watching, and you could take the easy way out but choose not to. It's staying up late or getting up early to work on your craft, your fitness, your mindset. It's saying no to distractions, to comfort, to the short-term payoff. It's the repetition, the patience, the days when no one is cheering, but you show up anyway. That invisible effort, that's your power. Because while everyone else is looking for shortcuts or waiting to be chosen, you're building resilience, you're developing discipline, you're proving to yourself over and over again that you can trust you. That you'll do what needs to be done, not when it's convenient, but because it's who you are now. Here's what most people don't realize. The biggest transformations happen behind closed doors. They happen in the mundane. In the workouts no one sees, the journaling no one reads, the self-discipline no one applauds. Everyone wants the results, but they don't want the quiet seasons that produce them. They want the glow-up without the grind. But here's the truth, they are inseparable. If you're not willing to put in the invisible work, you don't get the visible outcome. You don't earn the breakthrough if you don't endure the build-up. And let me be real with you. The invisible effort often feels thankless. It feels like you're running in place, like nothing's changing. You start to doubt yourself, question the point of it all. You see other people posting wins, getting praise, going viral, and you start wondering if your quiet consistency is even working. But that's the exact moment when you must keep going, because what you're doing is compounding. It's building momentum beneath the surface. It may not be obvious today or tomorrow, but it will be, and when it is, it won't be because of luck. It'll be because of you because you refuse to give up in the invisible phase. This is where most people quit, not because it's hard, but because it's thankless. It's boring, it's lonely, they can't stand the silence, the lack of attention. But if you can learn to love that silence, to find meaning in the process instead of the praise, you become unstoppable. You stop relying on motivation and start building self-respect. You stop chasing validation and start trusting your own voice. You become someone who doesn't need recognition to keep showing up. Every repetition matters. Every quiet choice builds the architecture of the life you're creating. When you say no to something that doesn't serve you, that's effort. When you get back up after failure, that's effort. When you choose growth over comfort, that's effort, and none of it is wasted. It's all wiring your brain, shaping your identity, and preparing you for the moment when the results finally go public. You want to shock everyone, then make invisible effort your daily ritual. Make it a non-negotiable. Show up before you're ready. Work when you're not in the mood. Stop broadcasting your progress and start living it. Let the world wonder what you've been doing, and when they find out, let it be undeniable, and remember this, just because it's invisible to them doesn't mean it's insignificant to you. In fact, that's what makes it sacred. It's yours. It's proof that you're committed to the person you're becoming, not just the praise that comes with it. It's the foundation beneath the skyscraper, and you never see the foundation once the building goes up, but you better believe it's the most important part. Invisible effort builds character, it builds clarity, it builds credibility with yourself. When you make promises to yourself and keep them in private, you rewrite your identity. You go from someone who hopes to someone who knows who knows how to grind, who knows how to adapt, who knows how to stay in alignment when life tries to pull you off track. So, start romanticizing the grind. Celebrate the mornings you don't hit snooze. The nights you put in one more rep. The weekends you choose purpose over partying. Celebrate the fact that you're doing what most people won't, which means you're going to live how most people can't. Your invisible effort is the most honest part of your journey. It's the proof of your commitment, the preparation for your opportunity, the reason you'll be ready when your moment comes, because trust me, it will come. And when it does, people will say, wow, that happened overnight. And you'll smile because you'll know the truth. It didn't happen overnight. It happened every night you stayed in, every morning you pushed through. Every moment you chose growth over ease. You didn't just get lucky, you got ready. Would you like help creating a video description, SEO tags, or timestamps for this speech too?